I have a fantastic hip stretch that I want to teach you today. A lot of times people do this stretch, but they don't really understand how to get into it, and I have the solution for that. So we're going to start bringing the legs forward, and I want you to flex your feet. Bring your left leg across your right leg and bring that leg in tight. Ultimately, we want the foot flat, but it may not happen today. Now, if I'm just going to pull my knee into my chest without lifting and straightening the spine, I'm not going to get very much out of the stretch. So that's the first thing. You want to sit up tall. Watch what happens to my knee. I'm just going to barely hold onto that knee as I sit up tall. So here we go. Lift up tall. Did you see that? It pushes the knee down. Now, we're going to maintain that posture. And then from there, I have the leverage to pull that knee in toward the opposite shoulder. For me, I don't feel much of a stretch, and for you, you may not either. Some people really feel a lot going on in that lower glute area, and that's great. If you don't feel anything, then I want you to take your hip bone here. Don't lift it off the floor, but just take the hip bone back behind you. As you hold your knee into your opposite shoulder, just press that knee back, and then pull the knee in toward the chest. Do you feel more action in that hip release? And then you can go ahead and start looking over your shoulder into that nice tall spine twist. And then release that. Let's do the other side. So take the legs and switch them out. And then are we going to pull it in like this? No, we're going to go right up tall, crown of the head, lifts up to the ceiling. That gives us our leverage to pull the knee into the opposite shoulder. And again, if you don't feel much going on in the hips, take your hip bone, the sitting bone, back behind you. Sit it back behind you. So stretch the joint over the muscles that sit on top of it. So open that hip and then twist, maintaining very tall posture. You may even wrap that arm around if you have that flexibility, and then release. If you do that stretch, you're really going to help open your hips up, especially if they're chronically tight.